Hey guys, Matt Lloyd here. So right now we're here in Curacao, and the person sitting next to me, you may not know who this is. This is Darren Selkel, but let me tell you, Darren is actually our #1 earning MOBE affiliate of all time. He's currently #1. His team is. Darren, how much have you earned in MOBE commissions to date in US dollars?
We've earned just over $3.1 million in the last 12 months.
$3.1 million in the last 12 months. So Darren's team came on board. We started talking, what was it, February of 2014, or was it January?
It was actually January of 2014 is when we came on board.
Yeah, so we got started shortly after. Darren brought over a team. When I say a team, he already had some people on your staff. So it wasn't just Darren, but he was one of the marketing geniuses behind it. So they came on board as a partner, $3.1 million in commissions. Obviously not a typical result. I'm not going to pretend it is, but it does show what the potential of MOBE is. If you can promote MOBE and do well, we will pay you very well. So while I have Darren here, again, we're here at a private mastermind here in Curacao. We've been working with 6 clients over the last 5 days in a small one-on-one a small group mastermind called Immersion. But while I have Darren here, I thought I would ask him a few questions on your behalf, because you're probably wondering, especially if you're a MOBE affiliate, how did he do it? Okay, how did Darren's team make $3.1 million in commissions? So, Darren, if you had to sum up, what are the reasons why you've done so well? What do you think they are? What are your big secrets?
The #1 secret is obviously the system. The system flat out works. We've been a part of other systems in the past. Some work, some don't work. This one absolutely 100% works. I mean, our results speak for themselves. The next biggest factor in our results is obviously the mindset. You have to just believe in yourself. You got to set your goals. You got to make them crystal clear. If you want to make a little bit of bill paying money, if you want to make a couple $100, that's very easy to make, but you got to set a goal, crystal clear goal, and we never achieve our goal because we're always resetting our goal and making it further and higher and bigger and better, because we want to keep going. But I got asked quite a few times this week in the private mastermind, how do you possibly make $3.1 million in 12 months? And I said it's about budgeting and reinvesting your advertising spend.
Yes.
And here's a perfect example. If you budgeted $5,000 a month for your advertising, and you go and you make $10,000 with that, pay yourself back the $5,000, and then you've got $5,000 left. Instead of just spending that $5,000, take $1,000 or $2,000 of that and increase your budget for the next month. So the next month you got $7,000. So if you're consistent with your marketing and you're monitoring and tracking your marketing, that $7,000 should theoretically turn into more than the $10,000. So then you just keep reinvesting and multiplying, and then you'll find the sweet spot that you're comfortable at with your advertising budget. So it's all about reinvesting into your business to grow it.
Yeah, I want to focus on that, because I've always said, if you've been following MOBE training for a long time, you might have heard me say that before. Paid traffic is the way to go. I've always been a paid traffic guy as opposed to free traffic, and for a number of reasons. #1, it's scalable. Part of what allowed Darren's team to scale so quickly is when they started off, they were spending, they knew how to market when they started. They didn't come into this being brand new. I'll be completely honest with you about that. But when they started spending in their first month, they spend X dollars, they make back maybe 2X. So the next month they spend bigger, again, then they make back bigger amount, and so on and so forth. And that's exactly what I did. Late 2011, that's when I personally started making decent money. I went from doing a few $1,000s a month, and I remember the numbers very clearly. September was somewhere around $8,000 in my business. And back then that was all the money in the world. 2 months later it had doubled, and then it went up to $45,000, and then January 2012 was $81,000 in revenue. And when people ask me, how did you do that? The answer was exactly the same. I was spending, to generate maybe $4,000 in commissions, I might have been spending $1,000 on traffic. Okay, I had worked my way up to that. Of course, when I first started in marketing, I was spending maybe $10 or $20 a day at most, because I was still getting my feet wet. Okay, but maybe I spent 1,000, I got back 4,000. So the next month, rather than spending 1,000, I take a bigger bet. I spend 2,000. Okay, and instead of making back 4,000, I make back 8,000. And I continue to do that. And just about every successful entrepreneur in our space, with the exception of a few of our partners that we have, but just about all of them, that's what they do. Okay, so they start out where they are. So you start out wherever you are, whatever you can afford to invest in paid traffic, whether it's $10 a day, that's fine to get started. You invest that, you make your commissions, and then you take a large percentage of that, whatever you're comfortable with, and you reinvest it back into promoting the business, and you scale up. That's what they've done. So, I mean, that's great. Paid traffic. What else? What else is there besides that? I mean, maybe let's talk about. Usually, when people come into this business, they want to do everything themselves, and they certainly don't want staff. And neither did I. I'm sure you didn't either. However, to generate those kind of numbers, over $3 million per year, you're probably not going to be doing that all by yourself. So can you tell us a little bit about your team that you've assembled?
Sure. All right, yeah, I'd love to. And when people get into business for themselves, they always think that they can do it themselves. I guess they want to get all the money for themselves, but the reality is you just can't do it all yourself. You can make a decent income on your own, don't get me wrong. But if you want to scale to any type of level, you have to start outsourcing things. You got to start taking the tasks that are the non-money generating tasks and outsource them. You'll dial them in yourself at first, and you'll get your own voice into your marketing. You'll get your own voice into your style. But once you've got that dialed in, then you just teach somebody. You find a graphics person, you find a copy person, you find a server person, you find all of these people that you can outsource it, and you focus where the money is. You focus on the tasks that are going to advance your business each and every day. That's what all the big entrepreneurs in the world do, not just in the online business world. You got to keep in mind the internet's just a medium for your business. This is a real business that you have here, and if you come into it with a business mindset, you're going to do phenomenal.
Yeah. So for someone watching this, let's say they're wanting to start out and they've never hired anyone before. At what point in their business, how much money do you think they need to be making per month before they should hire, say, their first virtual assistant? What would you personally say?
I guess it's all what you're comfortable at. I think if you've exceeded what you're normally making in your day job, if you would normally make $2,000 a month in your day job and you're already making $1,500 to $2,000 online, I'd say start paying somebody right away, because I mean you're accelerating very quickly. You've already tapped into what you would normally put 40 to 80 hours a week into. You've built online, right?
Yeah.
So why not just hire somebody and then just take it to the moon?
Yeah. Essentially, what you guys want to do is, when you get to that stage, and personally, I would say, once you're making $4,000 or $5,000 a month, then you definitely want to start looking at least getting a virtual assistant, someone who can do those admin tasks in your business that don't bring in revenue. But eventually, what you want to do is you want to build a team around you, even if it's 1 or 2, 3 people, who do all of those things that don't directly bring in the revenue in your business, so that you can focus on those things. You want to be focused on marketing and sales. If you're a MOBE affiliate, your role is very simple. All you have to do is send paid traffic, or send traffic, whether it's free traffic or paid traffic. But that's what you want to focus on, sending traffic, because that is what gets you paid. I mean, that's a key part of what you guys do. To do $3.1 million in commissions, they are sending a fairly large volume of traffic, and they've scaled up to that level. They certainly didn't start out at that level. So yeah, you want to start off by getting someone to do all the admin tasks in your business, so that your time is freed up to be focused on the marketing side of things. That's really important. So we're actually here. I want to ask one thing. We are actually here, like I said, in Curacao. And a few months ago, I didn't even know where that was, but we're in the Caribbean islands, somewhere below America, and we're here for the Platinum Mastermind. I attend a lot of events, my own, other people's. Darren, I know you do too. Mm-hmm. What do you think about how important is it to actually get to events, especially for someone starting out?
Yeah, events actually are probably the most important thing that you can do in your business. For me personally, what really kickstarted my business was getting on the airplane and attending an event similar to the MOBE masterminds. And the reason is simple. You meet, you take a look at the speaker list, you take a look at the top leaders that are going to be there, and you make a short list of who you want to meet when you're there. Obviously, you're going to want to meet everybody that's here, but you've got your own short list because relationships are everything. In a digital world, a relationship is the only thing you have.
Yes.
And a relationship can get you further. Relationships is what form the partnerships that form my company right now. Everybody that's in my company that was able to help generate the $3.1 million was met at a mastermind like this. So I mean, if you get on the airplane and you meet somebody who's got a skill set and you've got one skill set, maybe you can get your heads together and you can amplify your incomes 10 times.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, if I look at our top affiliates like Darren, all the ones that we have, many of them I actually met at a live event. In fact, I met someone from your team in, I believe it was Arizona, December of 2013. That's when we first officially at least started talking about working together. Yeah, so definitely getting to events. I mean, some of your biggest deals, your biggest joint ventures, breakthroughs will come from getting events. If you don't get out from behind your computer and actually go and meet these people in the internet marketing industry, especially ones who are doing very well, you're really going to limit yourself. So get to live events. As you know, we have a lot of live events at MOBE, but even if you're not attending a MOBE event, just get around the people in this industry who are doing well. So I think that's about it. I'm sure you guys will come up with more questions I should have asked, but Darren, I want to thank you for everything, especially for the past year. It's been a really good business relationship for both of us. And I want you guys watching this right now, you can look at this in two ways. You can look at this and think, well, of course Darren's team can do it. They've been in the industry for a while and they've got these magical powers and I'm just getting started. That's one way that you can look at it. The other way that you can look at it is you can see what he's accomplished, what he's actually done, and what his team's done, and you can see that this is what is possible. This is what is possible in this industry if you do it well. Okay, so guys, I want to thank you for watching this. I'm going to make another episode right now, behind the camera right now, for you. Come around here a little bit. This is he's also in our top 3 affiliate partners in the world. Shakir Hussain. How much have you made in MOBE so far?
$1.2 million.
$1.2 million. So in the next episode, I'm going to interview Shakir and see how he's done that. So we'll speak soon. I'll see you then.